Alright guys, I do have a pretty important topic to talk about in today's video. I don't know why I didn't get around to this topic earlier on, but I'm here now. So before we get into this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. But as you could read by the title, we will be talking about skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, and cross-platform. If you guys don't know what skill-based matchmaking is or what it's trying to accomplish, I'll explain that now. So let's say you have a fresh brand new game that nobody has ever played before. Let's say all the brand new faces hop onto this game and start playing. They all play, let's say, 50 matches in one day. An algorithm will take those 50 matches and the stats from those 50 matches and match you up with players similar to your skill level. So let's say that game's Fortnite. Let's say you hop into 50 games and you average a 5 KD, which is 5 kills per death. So let's say you got 10 wins out of those 50 games. That is a 20% win rate. So based on your 5 kill death ratio and your 20 win percentage, you will be matched up with players that have similar stats. Let's also say you got 1 kill out of those 50 games and 0 wins. You're going to be matched up with players similar to those stats. So the horrible players will be matched up with horrible players. The very skilled players will be matched up with the very skilled players. The goal for skill-based matchmaking in Fortnite is for you to average a little bit less than 1 kill per game, because people die to themselves counting for a kill for nobody, so you should average a little bit below 1 kill per game. And the goal on average is to have every player win 1 out of 100 games. If I got 1 kill per game and 1 win out of 100 games, I would never play this game ever again. So let's say you play 10 games and you get a 10 kill game the first game. Well, the rest of the 9 you should get 0. I completely don't agree with the premise of skill-based matchmaking, and I see a lot of people saying, yeah, I would take skill-based matchmaking but not cross-platform. And I can agree with that, but I think they are both bad for a game. I think they drive away the most hardcore players, and I do not think that's good for a game. I think the hardcore fan base is what keeps a game alive, not these new players or someone who just picks up the game every once in a while, because the hardcore players spend the most time and money on a game. That is just factual. A casino wants the hardcore players or addicts to keep gambling. The rest of the people there don't really matter. Those average Joes who don't really spend that much money at a casino don't matter. The casino is made for addicts because that's where they make their profit. Would you rather have 100 people lose $100 at your casino, or would you rather have one person lose $100,000? So I do think hardcore players are very important for a game. So now that we know what skill-based matchmaking is, now we can talk about cross-platform. Cross-platform is where Xbox players can play against PC players, can play against mobile players, can play against Switch players, can play against PS4 players, and whatever other console is out there, they all can play against each other, and they do. So if you buy an Xbox One and you're thinking, yeah, I just want to play against Xbox One players, you're wrong. You can't play Fortnite if you want that. So how many countless advantages do PC players have against console players? It's unbelievable. If you think you can edit faster than a PC player on console, you're wrong. If you think you can move faster than a PC player on console, you're wrong. If you think you can see better on a console than a PC player, you're wrong. And I would even go as far to say, I know this is controversial, but if you think you can aim better than the best PC players, even if you're the top 1% for console, you are wrong. PC players have better aim. I'm not saying all PC players have better aim than console players, but I'm saying if you took the #1 best aimer on PC and the #1 best aimer on controller, the PC player would win. And you know why he could win? It's just because his platform out-platforms console. There's a huge misconception that console players have aim assist. The people that have aim assist are controller players on PC, not console players with a controller. I've played controller on PC, and the reason why aim assist works so effectively is because of the FPS. And console players aren't allowed to have that high of FPS, and it just doesn't work. Aim assist doesn't work on console, I'll tell you that right now. Console players, mobile players, I mean, my god, mobile players? How could you ever beat a PC player regardless of your skill level? Imagine Booga against the best mobile player. It would be an embarrassment. It would be shocking to see that fight. I think that is an atrocity to have mobile players play against PC players. It is sickening to me. But not only did Epic Games introduce cross-platform, but they also introduced skill-based matchmaking together. So both of these ideas are fatally flawed, and I hate them both. They do not work. They don't work by any means. Console players as of right now are basically fodder for PC players. If you guys have seen Endgame, you know Thanos, and then the Avengers. The Avengers, they have so many different names. There's so many different superheroes inside of the Avengers. And then basically all we know is Thanos. So maybe Thanos is the best of the best console players, and then the Avengers are all the PC players. But console players as a whole, maybe that's the 0.001%. Those console players are Thanos. But as a whole, we're all the unnamed creatures that the Avengers can just destroy and we don't really care about. If you've watched Endgame, maybe we know the names of some of those creatures, but as a whole, they're just trash. The Avengers just shit on them in the name of action. These creatures really don't have to be there because they really don't do anything. Oh yeah, maybe they knock an Avenger down, but guess what? That Avenger gets back up and takes a dump on their face. And that's what console, mobile players, Switch players, whatever, anyone besides PC players, that's what we are. We're the nameless mob of people, and trust me, we are the majority. We're the nameless mob of people being destroyed left and right. And we don't have cool superpowers to counter the Avengers. We're just there to die. We have no other meaning. Maybe we can knock down an Avenger every once in a while, but we're gonna die regardless. Maybe we give an Avenger a tiny little paper cut on his arm. Ow, that kind of hurt, man. Now I'm gonna kill ya. And that's what they do. So I think one of the most atrocious things Epic Games has ever done, if you look on their Reddit, I'm gonna show a picture on the screen right now. Console players would really appreciate an official response regarding the removal of forced cross-platform. The game currently feels very unfair and unfun if you're a console player. We had a mega thread where every console player was expressing their disappointment with this season and their dissatisfaction with cross-platform. The mega thread has since been removed without an official response from Epic. Console players are the majority of the player base, which is true, and they are currently in a very disadvantageous position. PC players are offered numerous advantage over console players, as we discussed earlier. The game currently feels very unfair and unfun if you're a console player. Please let us know if you have any intentions of removing forced cross-platform. Please stop ignoring this very important issue. So I really hope you guys understand how important this is for the health and the life of Fortnite. If this is not fixed, I know a lot of people have already quit and they're not going to come back unless this is changed, but this game will die. I feel like we've always had a problem with Epic Games catering to the noobs, but this has taken it to an extreme. And if I hear anyone say, well, good players should play against good players, I totally disagree. Skill-based matchmaking was made for Arena. Cross-platform was made for a good reason, I would say. It was made so you could play with any of your friends regardless of the platform. And I completely understand that, but for squads, and those turn into PC lobbies. But to be filled with PC lobbies because I'm a decent player on console is absolutely disgraceful. I know I'm an above average player, I understand that, guys. But to be forced into these lobbies is sickening. It's what Arena is for, it's what competitive is for. I thought these games were supposed to be more lighthearted. Anyone could get into my lobbies. Yes, every once in a while, maybe a god tier console player would get into my lobby, but at least I know the playing field is fair. When I'm playing against a PC player, even of my skill level, he's 10 times above me. I have no chance. Yeah, I can outsmart him, but how many times can I do that? If you were in my lobbies, you would understand the difficulty of them, and every single fight feels like a war. It feels like a 10-minute war that drains me. These games are supposed to be fun, I thought, but they're just draining. They're sickening. They're boring. I really don't agree with cross-platform and skill-based matchmaking, but both of them combined is just horrendous. It truly is. If I had to choose one or the other, yeah, cross-platform has to go. Skill-based matchmaking is still very unfair. I think public lobbies should be just that. You should be placed into a lobby full of random people of all skill levels, some who can kill you, some who can't. And even though I know I can't kill someone solely based on skill alone, I can outthink them, I can outsmart them. But I can't do that 10 fights a game. Fights should be random. Some should end quickly, some sort of in the middle, some should take forever. But not all of them should take the whole game. And that's what it is facing PC players. And the fact that Epic Games deleted this mega thread on Reddit is an embarrassment. Epic Games, you should be ashamed of yourself. I've always taken pride as Epic Games being my favorite games developers. Because when I point to Call of Duty, I'm like, wow, those are some of the worst developers in this universe. They never listen to their community at all. And I took pride in that because this is my favorite game. So it's like awesome to have really cool devs who actually speak to us. But I don't know why they went into hiding. I really don't know if I'll ever figure that out. But if Epic Games could reach out to me and just tell me, I would definitely love to hear anything from them. If you guys could send this video to Fortnite's Twitter, make sure to do that. Send it to their email. Just send it to their support so they can actually see this. I don't need you to send this to your friends. I need you to send this to Epic Games themselves. So maybe if enough people send it, they'll actually do something about it. And even if they're not going to do anything about it, at least have the decency to give us a response so we can quit the game if we don't want to deal with this shit. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Tell me what you thought. I really don't know, guys. Whatever. What am I supposed to say? Epic Games isn't going to change it because I made this video, but whatever. Thanks, guys.